What's up guys, Shane Stars here. We've got the brand new Google Pixel 6 Pro and the Galaxy S21 Ultra. The Google Pixel 6 Pro is running the brand new Tensor chip. This is Google's first custom chip. The Galaxy S21 is running Qualcomm's Snapdragon 888 processor. We're going to see how these match up and which one is the better performer. Let's go ahead and get started. So we'll go ahead and power down both of these phones. All right, first up we will do a power up test. We'll power these up in 3, 2, 1. While these are booting up, we'll talk about the different processors. The Pixel 6 Pro has the Tensor chip. The Galaxy S21 Ultra has the Snapdragon 888 processor. Snapdragon 888 processor, that's easy enough to say. The Pixel 6 Pro is already booted up. The Galaxy S21 Ultra is still trying to boot up. The Tensor processor and the Snapdragon 888 are both built on the 5nm process. Both of these phones have an octa-core processor. The difference is that the Tensor chip has 2 high-power cores, 2 medium power cores, and 4 efficiency cores, while the Snapdragon 888 processor has 1 high-power core, 3 medium power cores, and 4 efficiency cores. All right, next up we're going to test the speed of the fingerprint scanners. One of the main things when you're thinking about speed is how fast can you actually get into your phone and begin to use it. The S21 Ultra has the ultrasonic fingerprint scanner, while the Pixel 6 Pro has the optical fingerprint scanner. So we'll go ahead and start out with the 6 Pro first. All right, you guys see it gets in there pretty quickly. Let's try that on the S21 Ultra. And it seems like the S21 Ultra is a little bit faster. One thing that is different here is I can just kind of press it. I can put my finger down and then just instantly lift it back up. Over here, I actually have to kind of hold the fingerprint scanner for a few seconds for it to actually unlock. So if I set my finger down and pick it up, it's not going to unlock as fast. So you kind of have to hold it there for just an extra half a second. Either way, both fingerprint scanners are pretty fast and they're both super accurate. All right, next up we will begin to launch applications and see how fast each processor can handle opening up applications. We're going to start out with a few stock applications. These applications are super light and should be very easy for these phones to load. So we'll start out with a calendar in 3, 2, 1. And it looks like the S21 Ultra was slightly faster. We'll go with the camera in 3, 2, 1. And that time it looked like the Pixel 6 Pro opened up faster. The S21 Ultra kind of tied there at the end for which one was actually ready to use. We'll go ahead with the calculator in 3, 2, 1. And that time it looked like the S21 Ultra was slightly faster. This could be all down to animation speed. I have them both set up to stock, so we're at 1 by animation scale for the transitions and animations. Next, we'll go ahead and move along to our social media applications. These are a little bit heavier, but still pretty light and easy to load apps. So we'll go with Facebook in 3, 2, 1. All right, that time it looked like Facebook was completely loaded over here on the S21 Ultra. We'll go with Twitter in 3, 2, 1. And it was a little bit faster over here on the S21 Ultra for Twitter. We'll go with Instagram in 3, 2, 1. Once again, the slight advantage to the S21 Ultra. TikTok in 3, 2, 1. All right, that time TikTok was faster on the Pixel 6 Pro. We'll move along to our media and gaming applications, starting with Netflix in 3, 2, 1. All right, looks like Netflix was faster over here on the Pixel 6 Pro. YouTube in 3, 2, 1. And YouTube was completely loaded and ready to go on the Pixel 6 Pro faster than the S21 Ultra. Subway Surfers in 3, 2, 1. And with the games usually take a little bit longer to load. They're a little bit more heavy, and it looks like it was faster on the S21 Ultra. All right, we'll go back and we'll load Mario Run in 3, 2, 1. All right, this is another light game, not a whole lot to load here. It looks like the S21 Ultra was able to handle that slightly faster. I mean, really, both of these phones seem so far to be kind of even And we're talking about just a matter of seconds here. All right, next up we'll launch Need for Speed No Limit in 3, 2, 1. So this is a much larger game. It normally takes a little bit longer to load here. So be very interested to see which of these two phones is able to load this larger game quicker. So it seems like the Pixel 6 Pro kind of had the early lead, but then it looks like the Snapdragon 888 processor was able to catch up and then actually best the Pixel 6 Pro. Next up, I do want to test multitasking on these phones. Both of them have 12 gigabytes of RAM and should be able to hold all of these apps in storage, so we shouldn't have to reload any of these apps from scratch. Switching between applications can be a pain point if your phone cannot keep them running in the background and you're having to constantly reload applications. It can make your phone feel slower or sluggish. So we'll start out with the calendar here and just see if they're both open, and they are. Next up, we'll launch the camera. Neither one of them had to reload from scratch. They both were able to load that very quickly. Calculator's next. All right, next up is Facebook. And it looks like both of them had those ready to go. Twitter. Both were ready to go. Instagram. Both were ready to go. TikTok. Still able to hold the applications open in the background. Netflix. Still good to go. YouTube. And both were ready in the background still. Subway Surfer. Looks like those are both ready to go, ready to play. Mario Run. Both ready to go. And last but not least, Need for Speed No Limit. And they were both in a pause state, but they're both ready to go. Neither one of these had to reload any applications from scratch, and we threw a good number of applications at them there. So I'm pretty impressed that both of these were good to go. I think all in all, we have a couple of phones that are pretty evenly matched, with maybe possibly the Snapdragon 888 processor having a slight advantage, but really it speaks volumes that Google's able to produce such an incredible chip as a first generation chip that can compete with the likes of the Snapdragon 888 processor. Of course, Google's going to be updating this over the next 5 years, so you can probably, I'm sure we'll get plenty of performance upgrades and enhancements to that Tensor chip. I really look forward to seeing what Google's going to do with this Pixel 6 Pro in the coming months and even years. So what did you guys think? Which phone was faster? Did you think the Pixel 6 Pro with the new Tensor chip was faster? Or did you think that the Qualcomm Snapdragon 888 processor was faster? And which phone would you prefer to have? Let me know in the comments below what you thought. That about wraps it up for this video. Thanks guys for watching. Be blessed. I'll see you in the next one.